Okay. Here we go. Check one. Guys, don't yell. Okay, it'll get better. You'll see me in a second. Here I am. Okay. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, by the way, I had another road encounter today. This time in New Hampshire, I was picking my daughter up, and I get on to this highway, but I'm coming on from the from an on-ramp, and so my little on-ramp lane is starting to disappear, so it's merging me into the lane that's more left. So I'm just merging. I look around, I don't see anybody. I'm just merging into the lane. As I'm merging, I hear a horn for about 10 seconds. I still can't see anybody, but I'm like, somebody, I guess, is in my blind spot. I guess I can't see. So, so 10 seconds. So then I pulled right into the breakdown lane, and this a-hole with a cowboy hat and a white beard gives me the finger and starts yelling at me as he's driving by me. So, like, he's obviously, like, just a dick. He knew that, like, I couldn't see him. Obviously, I'm in the lane that's merging in. He decided just to assert his road rights. I had no idea he was there. Like I said, after he was beeping, I still couldn't see him. So then, like, luck of all luck, as he gives me the finger and yells at me and drives away in front of me, he's got a "How is my driving?" sticker in the back of his car. I'm like, oh my freaking God, this is great. I should have taken a picture. I didn't. Instead, I told my daughter to call him. I said, call that number right now, right now. The guy then pulls off, and unfortunately, they answered the number. And the guy was watching me. Every second he's watching me. And I think it occurred to him right then that he had a "How's my driving?" number. He worked for some auto parts store, I think. And unfortunately, they wanted a license plate number, and I couldn't get them one. But, I would have loved to have blown this piece of... At least, like, I'm not going to regret it too much because I'm sure he saw what I was doing, and, like, as long as for today and the next couple of days, he's like, when is the call coming in? Because this guy knows I'm a maniac. And then I did, as he was pull up next to him and just give him the finger for as long as 11 seconds, I think. And I think he was, since he took the finger looking at me just seriously, I think he was like the "How's my driving?" thing chilled him out. But obviously, I hope that he's dead. So, in my perfect world, yes, he would have been on the side of a New Hampshire roadway right now with a massive skull wound. But I'm not going to stop on that too long. I want to ask you guys something, and I'm not trying to be distasteful, but there was this okay, people are yelling at me for something. Okay, I'll tell you what people are yelling at me for, but there was this great post on Twitter. It's a screenshot. Some girl is there's a screenshot of a woman telling her friend how to get a pro athlete to fall for her. She says, I want a football player, NFL preferably, a tall chocolate one, like you did. I want your life. The other girl says, that's easy, but you have to play your cards right. You can't be an emotional little girl. The other girl says, teach me. And then the woman says, the woman who has the athlete husband, she says, he's the prize. Remember, he can change your life. You can't change his. 2, dealing with cheating. Don't look for it. Girls will throw themselves at him, and some will succeed. It's just a fling. Let it go, but don't let him get emotionally attached to one of them. P.S. He'll always be attracted to black girls. I don't know what that means. Activate that shanana in her by picking at her and let him see it. He'll ditch her quick. whatever that is. Now, this rest of those, she says, if she's like us, it'll be harder because he more likely playing to him. She says, be an asset to him. Fold his clothes. Buy and bring him his food. Do his homework. Completely integrate yourself in his life to where he can't function without you. That's smart. Any wife would do that. She says, number 4, don't embarrass him. Don't cheat. Don't text other men. His cute friends and teammates will try you. Ignore it, just in case the relationship goes south. Another athlete will see you as gold. Number 5, go completely wild on him in bed. Use his throat spray. Do any and every. I don't even know what it means. Be spontaneous. Make it go down anytime, anywhere. Now, my comment on this is like, isn't some of that stuff just being a really good wife? Isn't some of that stuff like, don't cheat on him? Yeah, that's right. Don't sleep with his friends. Yeah. Look good all the time. I can tell you one thing, that once the intimate thing goes sideways, that's the death knell right there that I found in my own relationships. And it's just awful. And for men, I think the women don't understand that, like, that being intimate can cure a lot. But yeah, it's like, there's no, I mean, obviously this is how women think anyway. She wants an attractive, strong man. So she should, make her look the market. She's got competition in the marketplace. Why wouldn't you do all this stuff? I don't think it's degrading to women at all. At all. I mean, if she's attracted to him anyway. I don't think probably it's going to be a happy relationship for a long time if he's out there cheating on her and everybody else knows it. But, she's shopping for pro athletes. They're young and good looking and rich. So, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. I don't. But, like, you got the guys will remember, and some of you ladies will remember, like Chris Rock in the early 90s said, essentially, if you don't do that, you can't compete. And that goes a long way to making your guy happy. A long way. It just does. Okay. Should I play the thing that the lady's yelling at me for? How's my driving? Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah, it was how's my driving. Okay, let me play this thing since I'm getting yelled at about it. Okay. In the chat. Did I send it to myself though? I don't know if I sent it to myself. I might have just reposted it. So let me find it. There's this there's this picture, this video of this kid. It's a news story where some kid sent a letter to his congresswoman. This is the news story. I'll just play it here. Hold on.
2038 is only 12 years away, and you and your classmates will be responsible for the debt.
A message from Republican North Carolina Congresswoman Virginia Fox that was sent to 10-year-old Christian Mango. Christian says certain words she said.
I could understand like half of it, not all of it.
His mother, Emily Mango, says the reply from Fox was in regards to an assignment from Christian's teacher at Canterbury School in Greensboro.
Christian and his class, they're in 4th grade, they wrote a persuasive essay of their choosing, and they mailed it off to a representative, a CEO, whoever the decision maker was that could be influential in hearing their persuasive essay points.
Christian says the topic he chose.
We should have a $5,000 tax rebate for electric cars because they're better than normal cars. They're better for the environment. You pay less and there's no gas.
Christian says in April
So Christian wrote the the letter that mommy wanted him to write, essentially.
He mailed the essay to Fox in a Canterbury school envelope with 4th grade on the return address. A few weeks later, the school received this letter from Representative Fox via email. While the congresswoman thanked the 10-year-old for contacting her, she disagreed with his proposal. Fox cited 6 articles from news organizations such as Fox News and Wall Street Journal. But towards the end of her response, she attacked Christian's teacher.
Ask your teacher to explain propaganda to you, but I will never be able to know. My guess is that your teacher will not be able to give you a good educational experience by helping you to be able to think, as they are too interested in indoctrinating you. How sad.
After Christian's mother explained to him what Fox's response meant, the 10-year-old says he's upset Fox went after his teacher when Christian was the one who chose the topic of his essay.
I think that was wrong.
Why?
Because the school didn't do anything.
Emily Mango slammed Fox's response on social media and is now demanding an apology.
For what? For being honest with the kid? The kid, I mean, how rare is that? The kid actually experienced an honest politician who wasn't buying the teacher's horse propaganda crap about the climate or whatever. No, that's great. The kid should be thrilled. She got a real answer. Kid got a real answer from a teacher. It rarely ever happens at all. I think it's great, and I like that congressman. I wish she was my congressman, Virginia Fox. That's fantastic. Yeah, she says your teacher will not be able to give you a good education as they're too interested in indoctrinating you. How sad. Yeah. They're exactly doing that, obviously, and it's just warping the kid, and F the teacher. That's fantastic. More of this stuff. More of it. So you can show the teachers, if you're the congresswoman, show the teachers, hey, you want to use the kid as your proxy to push your agenda BS? Well, I'm going to treat the kid like I treat any other constituent, and you're going to have to deal with it, teacher. Bravo. All right, another good thing that I like today is Spencer Pratt. Once again, I really don't know this guy, but TMZ just tried to blow him up because and they put on an article saying he lives at the the Bel Air Hotel or the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and not really the trailer. The trailer is where the wildfire was in the Palisades. Well, the trailer is there. And he never quite said he lived in the trailer. He always said it was his forward base or something like that. But he also said, I live here. But there he meant that was his house. So he was being cute with it always. And the trailer made for a good optics. But so TMZ found out he's living in a nice hotel that's really expensive. And he is rich. And so they tried to blow him up, and then he called them and went on video with them, and this is it.
The campaign ad certainly made it seem that
Harvey Levin and the
you
black
were living
guy.
in that trailer. It was a high point of the commercial, but you're at the Hotel Bel Air. So kind of undo that for us.
No, to be clear, that is where, excuse me, that is where I live. That's where Karen Bass, Mayor Bass, burned down my house. That is where I will live until I have a new house. The Airstream is a temporary facility. A hotel is a temporary facility. Where my kids are in Santa Barbara right now is a temporary housing. This is where I live. This is where they burned my house down. So this semantics or the nuance of this is the consequences of their failed leadership. And again, I don't live at the Hotel Bel Air. I don't live in the Airstream. I don't live in the Santa Barbara. I don't have a house. They burned it down. That is why I got into this race, because of these people that will burn your house down and act like it's no problem. So this idea that anyone's like, oh, he's at a hotel. I'm at a hotel because these psychopaths are messaging me every day. They're going to kill me because Nithya Raman is calling me a fascist because I don't want people to have their kids next to drug addicts at the park or stepping in human poop when you get your matcha. I have common sense. That's not fascism. So these psychos here, I'm a fascist. And then they literally, like, if you would like to see the death threats, I can send them all offline where people are like, I'm going to hire people to kill you. So yes, unfortunately, now I have a security team, and they will not, even if I wanted to stay in the Airstream, would let me, because there's 360 unobstructed view since there's no houses, so you can literally snipe me out from any part from 300 yards away easily.
Spencer,
and not
can
to
I- no,
mention,
I-
one sec. Not to mention, the
guy's
Airstream,
good.
it took over a month for LADWP to connect a wire for electricity to it, which was 3 days ago. It took weeks to get the water hooked up, which was yesterday. So for these people that want to focus on where I sleep at night, first off, I don't even sleep. I get 4 hours of sleep because I'm fighting these corrupt freaking politicians all day long. You want to see my phone hours? I'll screenshot it. It probably says
Spencer,
19 hours.
I hear what you're saying, and on the symbolism of your ad that because of the fire that you don't have a home, and I get that, but there's something to the point where you say in the ad, "This is where I live," while you're standing in front of a trailer. I think the reason that ad was so effective with voters is because you did draw this visual comparison of where the mayor lives, where Nithya Raman lives, and where you live. So you're showing where they live, and then you're saying, "This is where I live." Everyone saw that ad and thought, "Wow, Spencer Pratt has to live in that trailer because his house burned down."
I do, sir.
But
that is my house.
But
that
for
is
the
my
last
house.
month and a half, you've been at the
the
Bel
last-
Air Hotel.
I haven't been at the Bel Air Hotel for more than 6 days in the last month. This is all public
Right, but
on my things.
that's where you've been staying. I know you may not have actually been in it.
No, I've been in Santa Barbara where the LA Times reported where I lived and doxed me. That is where I live, period. This is LA Times. This isn't breaking news. Even when the Airstream ad came out, the LA Times cover story is saying, no, Spencer Pratt lives in Santa Barbara. And I said, yes, thank you for doxing me. I tried to sue the LA Times for saying where I actually live.
But but are you saying you live in that trailer?
I
No.
don't live anywhere, is what I'm saying. I don't have a house. They burned it down, Harvey. I don't have a house.
But why not
Period.
say that? But Spencer, that would be really effective. Why not say that in the ad? I don't have a home.
You texted me today. I have never told anyone I lived in it. And yet in the ad you say, this is where I live.
This is my house. This is my property. There's nothing there, Harvey. It's dirt lot. I had to have it craned in to the lot. That's what people are. This is psycho. I only got on this live because I love you. But so last time I'm going to talk about this because the reason I am running
so good.
is
He is so good at this, man. He is just dominating these guys. He's so good.
because they burned down 7,000 houses. This is where everyone lives. They don't not consider that their home just because it's a dirt lot, because it's an Airstream, a teepee, a tent. When you're a fire victim, this is where you live. They burn it down. This is where I always will live. People are missing the messaging of the consequences.
But Spencer, listen, I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
And you're a really smart guy. And you are all over these ads, which have been, honestly, they've been lauded by people who have said these are, brilliant ads. Wasn't the point there, and I believe the trailer door was even open, wasn't the point to telegraph to people that your body went inside that trailer night after night?
Right.
I mean, wasn't that the point of the ad?
No, the point of the ad is to show this is where they burned my house down. I have no house. This is their houses. They're fine. And this is where I live. This is where my town lives. This is our reality for the next 10 years, if we're lucky. That'll be there for the next 6 years. And I'll say, I live there. I live in the Palisades. I'm a registered voter to that address. I'm an Angelino. Even if my family and kids have to now go to school in Santa Barbara, I am an Angelino. This is my town. This is where they burned me down. So I am on set with these lovely people at Interview Magazine, and I can't be just ranting all day, but I appreciate you. People can be all caught up in
I love this
nuance
guy's
of
style.
where I live or where I don't. I'm running for mayor because these people will burn your house down, cover it up.
Spencer,
Period.
the nuance is you being truthful to vote with voters.
I'm
That's
going
the
to say it
nuance.
again. I'm going to say it again. That is where I live. Period.
Okay.
Period. I don't need to sleep there every night. I don't need to go to the number 2 on that toilet. That is where I live. I'm from the Palisades, Los Angeles, and I'm fighting for Los Angeles. So
Okay, but
all
just
this,
one final thing.
Yes, sir.
Just to clarify, you have never physically lived in that trailer.
to clarify, I haven't lived anywhere since my house burned down.
Well, you're
I'm a
sleeping.
temporary-
You're sleeping somewhere.
These
For
are
those 4 hours.
again. I don't live anywhere. They burned my house down. To be clear.
There we go. That's all you need. That's like the guy is. I never knew him. I never knew him. You know, Grace Curley like knew him beforehand and thought he was a heel, and Alice knew him. I don't remember when we were together her ever watching those shows. I know nothing about that. I just like him. Now I don't even know what his full political platform is whatsoever, but it's refreshing. It's the same way that that lady, Mrs. Fox, yelled at the kid. It's refreshing just to see somebody who's different. I'll take it. I'll take it. I want politics to be changed forever. I want new people in there. And I think that that is great. We're still dealing, of course, with the gerrymandering thing. The left wants to have racist districts that are all just done by race so that there can be more black members of Congress. And that's unconstitutional. It's against the law. So just spare me. Here's Stacey Abrams saying this is why we need this.
Majority. There are only 67 black. Often there's this notion that this is all about urban areas or it's all about, giving special privilege. We forget that the majority, there are only 67 black members of Congress out of 435. Like that distinction has a different effect on our policies. And one of the things you and I've worked on together.
Why? But because your candidates are putting through more woke policies? And by the way, so 67 out of 435 in Congress? How many is that? Because if you're dealing with 15% of the population, is that so different?
Both during my tenure in the legislature, when Fair Fight and Fair Count and SEEP were founded, it's always about how do we make sure people get access. And what we saw on display in Tennessee,
what you do is get access. Is you go and you register to vote, and then you go to the poll, and then you just vote. It's not been a problem. Everybody can just do it. That's your access right there, and you can vote for whatever candidate you want to vote for. That's it. Just has to be a candidate who is makes it to the primary, and then you've got a candidate. Pick one in the general, and that's how you do it. This is no more complicated than that.
This week or this past week was the exact opposite. The Tennessee legislature was the first to approve new congressional maps, and Fair Fight was there at the table. Literally, I was in the minority leader's office, and you guys were at the table. You have been part of these conversations long before Calais came down. Can you talk about why this is so jarring for democracy to have these districts dismantled at this moment?
So Fair Fight, Action and Fair Fight, we're a national voting rights organization that fights voter suppression and then has a large amount of political work in the South.
It's just, what they are is a big NGO. I'm sure she takes in about $500,000 a year in freaking tax money. Shut up, lady. I'm so sick of it. So sick of the BS. Oh, God. Here's on the same situation. This is Rep. Wesley Hunt. He is not pleased with all the Jim Crow talk.
I'm seeing a lot of talk from my colleagues on the left, too, as we shift toward this reinvigorated talk about Jim Crow and the past of this country. And as someone who is a direct descendant of a slave, as someone whose great-great-grandfather was born on a plantation, I can assure you slavery is over. Jim Crow is dead. When I go anywhere, I don't see any white-only signs. I don't, I promise you. I am a black man that represents a white majority district in Texas. The great-great-grandson.
By the way, great-great-grandson of a slave. A black man who represents a white majority district in Texas. Now you're going to get more of that because of this. And that's what the left definitely doesn't want. They're already losing black men. They don't want more elected black conservative men. That is the nightmare. There's no Democratic Party if you don't have a scared population who is cloistered both physically in underserved communities and intellectually and spiritually by these shackles that the Democrats create and then blame the Republicans. This is a problem for a party without ideas, but with just scare tactics and race baiting.
Texas, the great-great-grandson of a man born on a plantation, stands before you today as a proud conservative Republican from Texas.
Damn right.
As a believer and follower in Christ, and as a believer...
By the way, this is Congressman Wesley Hunt, endorsed by Tom Shattuck. Be president, this dude right here. He is a strong freaking leader of men.
And what this country can be if we allow equality for not just Muslim Americans, not just Buddhist Americans, but also Christian Americans like yourself. God bless you, young man. You give me a lot of hope for the future of this country. Thank you for having the courage to yield back the remainder of my time.
So that the guy he's talking to was like yelled at by Jamie Raskin, I think. I don't actually know the whole story. He's got yelled at for something he did. I don't know if I have it. Anyway, he was I don't know. But anyway, the kid was yelled at by Jamie Raskin. Framingham Public Schools, a bunch of you sent me this. Framingham Public Schools, libs of TikTok. Massachusetts is reportedly awarding stipends through employment contracts to certain staff in recognition of being BIPOC. That's people of color, and we've got all this stuff here. It's so freaking you don't like. I hate to say it, but like John Roberts says, you don't. Best way to not do slavery is to not do slavery. Essentially, that's what he says. Slavery, racism is not to do racism, and yeah, we're like, what are we doing here? Just it's such a disservice too. It's such a disservice that the left thinks that blacks are so incapable, so inept, so inferior that they need to have a free leg up. They need special help. It's like, man, talk about as W said, the soft racism, low expectations. Black people can do it. They don't need to, I was thinking, and I felt happy about it. My daughter and I, when we go to school, drive her to school at Fauntleroy every morning, we listen to all sorts of good music. She's got exquisite taste in music for a 15-year-old. I think a lot of them do. Well, she likes some crap too, like hip-hop crap and whatever, but mostly like Motown and songs from the 60s. And so I don't know where they get it. Like kids get their music now from Spotify and from TikTok and this and that. And so she's got some exquisite music that she loves. And we were just going through artists the other day, and because I'm thinking like she's already like hooked onto, she knows the biggies, obviously. She knows like Elton John, and she knows ABBA. Every girl knows ABBA, and some and Billy Joel. She's gone through that, but and I said, you know what you need to, the catalog you need to know is Stevie Wonder, and so Isn't She Lovely came out, and my daughter knew the song, and I was thrilled. Like, good, she's hearing that somewhere. That is great. And I thought about it, like, if you want to talk about, like, if you, to be a creative genius is a rare thing, and it has to be honed, certainly, by hard work and discipline and dedication, but musically. But also, you're just a genius. And I thought, like, if you're going to have the top 10 American songwriters who are still alive, Stevie Wonder's in there. He is. He's absolutely in there. Maybe Lionel Richie's in there. Maybe. He had some huge super hits. What's his name? Smokey Robinson. He's still alive, right? Tracks of My Tears, that's him, right? They said Babyface was on like one of these lists, and I know a couple of songs that he wrote in the big 90s hit maker, and they were beautiful songs. I don't know all of them, but it's funny because like the genius pool that is in American popular music, it knows no color. It just simply doesn't. And it's just that's just one of the fields where it was okay for blacks to be part of, even though it was underground for a bit, and a lot of white people, you had to redo the music or redo the music like Pat Boone so they could get into certain suburbs. But it's only like in like music that we organically, the left is like okay with it being a meritocracy, and it should be with everything. You know, it's only music, and also one of the reasons I think it's only music is because marginalized communities don't have to count on the public school system to get good at it. Because if they did, they'd just be terrible. But black people are capable of being the best at everything in this country. And same with Hispanic people, same with Indian people, same with, like, there's no, and maybe some of you believe that there's, I do not believe that there's a certain race. It's different races are good at different things that have different attribute characteristics, whatever, around the edges. But Cole Porter, he's right. He's the black guy, right, who sings all those brilliant songs. It's Cole Porter, right? Hold on, it's a songwriter. Like maybe he's number one. Cole Porter, he's the black guy, right? I hope I'm not messing this up. Cole Porter. Renaissance. Yeah. No, wait. Yeah, he is, right? Cole Porter. Is Cole Porter black? He is, right? Okay. Is Cole Porter black? Okay. This is called artificial intelligence, people. Oh, no. He's not black. Then who's the black guy? Dun, 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 dun. Who sings The Entertainer? Jesus. Glad I didn't go more for me. Scott Joplin is black. Oh, thank God. Oh, freaking Cole Porter. God. Stupid white. Scott Joplin. He's the guy who's just brilliant. I didn't even know Scott Joplin was black till, I think, on this show, like last year. Freaking amazing. How good is this guy? He's like freaking a total genius. Come on. This is just one of his hits. Oh, he's dead though, I think. I mean, the guy's a freaking genius. Come on, right? So anyway, just back off, Democrats and liberals. Sorry, the meritocracy is happening, and black people are taking advantage of it because they can, because they qualify, because they're brilliant and talented. Whether or not you want them to feel that they are or not, I know you just prefer they be angry and vote, but no, too bad. Okay, what else did I have here? Oh, I have time for the chat. My goodness. I'm in for Grace, by the way, Friday. Did I mention Grace, Curly? I'm in for Grace Friday. I'll see Howie Friday. I think he's in studio. Be nice to see him. I'm a little fatter than I'd like to be when I see him because he and Kathy do mention it when I lose weight. I'm a little fatter than they, and he's very thin. So, yeah, I need to lose 96 pounds in a day and a half. All right. Let's do the chat, shall we? The hen house there. Steve. Where'd you go?
Hey, Billy from Manchester.
Hey, Billy.
Kudos to Steve from Merrimack. What a fantastic pamphlet reference. Tom is too stupid to figure it out, but Acting Without Acting is one of the finest pamphlets ever written. Thank you.
I don't get it. Wait. Acting Without it was about Dr. Dan, right? I do not get that. Tell me what that is. In the chat, you guys tell me what that is.
Hey, Tom, think a little bit of misdirected outrage about Sally's trip into Boston and not using the directions. I mean, first of all, they're girls. They're chicks.
Yeah,
true. And chicks are terrible with directions.
Yep.
It's a fact.
Yep.
Secondly, I think the consternation with you comes from the fear of maybe them being in the South End and going down some alley and, I don't know, seeing some graffiti that says Paul loves Tommy, TLA. I'm sure there's something out there.
Tim, it's so funny you say that because, Jesus, what did I do? I talked to my daughter about this yesterday during the ride home, and she mentioned Paul. Somehow she knows about this, and something about oh yeah, you took money for romance. I mean, no, you took drinks for romance from a guy in the 90s. I said, what? No, I did not. And I said, no. It was a guy who was buying me drinks, tried to kiss me, and I turned my cheek, and he got my cheek, and that was it. And I said, we literally ran out of it. She said, that's not what Mom says. What the frig? That is incorrect. And I was not a big South. Oh, actually, the South End. We did go to. I've told you before that I did go to some gay bars. Went to whatever place was slinging good alcohol. So we did go to the place in Appleton Street. That place was oof. Near the Appleton Inn or whatever that was. That place was definitely, that was hardcore. We went in there. Me, my friend Mike, who a lot of you have met, who was there with Paul, who was there when Paul was hitting on me. And then my other friend Chris, who's now dead. And man, did they like Chris? Was a little guy. Did they like Chris? Man, I'm surprised he got out of there alive. We were like, Chris, don't go to the bathroom alone, man. This is not going to be good for you. But I forgot what that place is called. I don't know if it's still there anymore. But there was that place in the South End. That's the only place, Appleton Street, that I really knew that was a gay bar. There's a place called the Eagle, which I've not been into. Which I've told is for older guys. This is 30 years ago. The guy I worked with, who was a big young drug guy, he used to go there to pick up old men, because that was where old men would go to pick up chickens, as he said. That's what he said. Other than that, I went to a place. I never was at the Ramrod. I went to a place. What was it called? Jacques, I've been to. Like I told you, I went to see Miss Gay Massachusetts, was our PBX operator. And what's the other one? What was the other one in the theater district, right next to where on Warrenton Ave, where Blue Man Group used to play? Was the Ramrod? And that place I liked because they used to give away free cigarettes, free Parliaments, and I was a smoker back then of cigarettes, by the way. So that is incorrect. I have no real gay history, but you know, I hung with at that early. I partied every day in the 90s. I was like cursed or blessed by never really getting badly hungover, and so I'd go out every night and just spend when I was a bellman or a concierge or a valet or a doorman. I'd just spend whatever wad of cash I had at night and just go out with friends, and you know, I was trying to hook up with women. Very unsuccessfully, generally very unsuccessfully, but not always unsuccessfully, which is why it kept hope alive. It would probably be better if it hadn't.
Hi.
Hey, Steve.
Steve from Merrimack. Tom, please tell me you didn't actually go to Osaka.
I did.
In Merrimack.
They gave me one of these.
That is the worst goddamn Chinese food in the entire Merrimack Valley, the North Shore.
Is that true?
It makes Yang Ming 2 in Amesbury look like P.F. Chang's. I don't know. God almighty. Listen, pal, next time you're going to try an establishment in Merrimack, just reach out via text.
Yeah.
And I'll steer you away. Oh,
I think we've been to Yang Ming too in Amesbury.
The worst food, not just Chinese food, the worst food I've ever had. Thank you.
That is good to know, Steve. I thought it was, the tap pad thai was fine, but I will tell you this, that you know what's good, I think, Steve, and you tell me if you think this is true. The other place in Amesbury near Game Time, you know, that place with all the bowling alley and other thing, there's a Chinese place there. I think that's pretty good. I know that place in Andover is good. I can't remember the name of it, but it's huge. It's like yeah, I will reach out next time. Because that pissed Alice off too when it was Mother's Day.
Hold on, Shattuck.
Yes.
Let me get this straight. You're in for your second or the other half of your mouth's cleaning, and you got 7 shots of Novocaine?
Yes.
Bro, they saw you coming from a mile away. They told you had nice teeth, and it's taking 7 shots of Novocaine to freaking clean those stumps. Sorry, you're getting fleeced, my friend. It shouldn't even be 1 shot of Novocaine for cleaning. I don't care how bad the teeth are. Man, wait until you get that bill.
Steve,
be prepared.
Let me tell you no, they charged me on site. What I had to pay in cash, which I used our HSA card, and I was freaking shocked when she said it. I said, Jesus, it was $1,000 I had to pay at the office. So who knows? But you're right. It was a lot of Novocaine to get a prescription. I'm sure I'm getting fleeced. They keep telling me once again that this baby tooth has to come out. It's going to come out something. It's going to hurt. We better just schedule a thing. Like they've been doing for 35 years. After they do the other side, they also gave me a filling in the cavity. After they do the other side, I will take another 10 years off of the dentist. I'm done. And I don't think I'll be alive in 10 years. Anyway, so that's fine. That makes it easy. But yeah, you're probably right. That means this other side's going to cost another $1,000. What a freaking racket this all is. Everything's a racket. Everything's like people fleecing people. Everything's an NGO person getting $500,000. When I come back, when I'm reincarnated, I'm coming back crooked, doing the right thing, obeying the law, making freaking minimum wage. Oh.
Hi, Steve from Merrimack.
Hey, Steve.
And Tom, I never know what you're referring to, but I think the place that you were trying to grasp in yesterday's episode, a restaurant in southern New Hampshire, I think it's the Hen House.
Right, yeah.
I couldn't even remember what name you came up with. It was like the famous grouse. that like Scotch, the famous grouse. I don't know. If you go there, just get a burger, some fries.
Yeah.
Don't get the chicken parm. I tried the chicken parm there a couple of weeks ago when I was out with all the Merrimack dads who all have enlarged prostates like myself, and it was horrendous.
That's good to know.
Horrendously bad. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad chicken parm out there, Steve, but there's a lot of beautiful chicken parm. Like there's this place we used to go in Lowell with my boss, not Cobblestone, which was a good place, but another place, an Italian place that had freaking gorgeous chicken parm. Oh my God, when it's done well, it's done well. There's a lot of rubbish chicken parm out there. It's a lot of you ever notice like how sometimes when you go out and get pasta, it's all watery and like engorged. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's good to know. I do like the hen house. For some reason, I never run into it or rarely run into it anymore. And I'm usually carousing up there. Not carousing, but sometimes I'll take an interesting way home from Fauntleroy. Thank you, everybody. Fun show tonight. I was really looking forward to doing it. And you guys were great. Oh, wait, do I have to? Let me go to the chat. Let me see what's happening in the chat. By the way, if you're not a Patreon member, please sign up. You get to be in the chat. There's over 3,000 chat messages. So you guys who aren't on Patreon, I want you to think about that it's worth it. I can't listen, but Steve from Merrimack says, I can't listen, but I'm here. Oh, refresh your chat before you close out. I attacked you twice. Just kidding. Don't bother referring to previous podcasts. Tom can't remember what he said earlier today. So yeah, sometimes that's true. Okay, good. I'll refresh it again in case you attacked me again. Let me see there. Let me see. Is it there again? No, it was it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, today's a fun show. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Good time. So tomorrow's the last show of the week. And then I'm way late on food shows. I'm sorry about that. It's been hard. We had weekend stuff to do with kids, and I'm behind. I'll try to get better. I'm going to catch up on the food show. I promise I'm going to catch up. If any of you want to be on it, let me know. I'd love to have you. I need help. Thank you.
C'est la vie.